those people were being paid by somebody. So it wasn't just, and they had fancy, expensive hotels. They had brand new, like fancy clothes. So there was no way. And he wants to get behind and figure out who is paying these people.
Yeah,
Like
I
stuff
think
like
I
that to
get the
cover on your
feeling
show would be
George
amazing.
Soros, through his non-governmental organizations, maybe even a few other people that are financing this. I don't think they're not totally grassroots. There's definitely money coming in from somebody who has a lot of green
right,
stuff.
and that's what he was saying. But to cover that on your show would be like good too, because that goes along with the narrative of what you're trying to do as well. And there's all kinds of, daily things coming out from different places that you might be able to pull from and use from there if you find it interesting to get people to talk about or whatever as well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I think BLM right now and Antifa are just trying to destroy the country and trying to totally
Black
rip it
Lives Matter
apart.
should be a terrorist group. Like,
And I
totally.
think unintentionally, a lot of the Democrats are falling for their Kool-Aid. I think some of the Republicans may not be totally innocent either, honestly, but I think it's more of a Democratic thing.
Are.
And
they're all just as bad as the other. It don't matter what banner they're under, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just bullshit what's going on, and after all, who's financing it? How, like what happened in Kenosha, real quick. First of all, how in the heaven's name did they get that together so fast? Think about
leaders that do it.
They obviously they've got communications channels to rally up the troops. Now, what were they do? Who was this?
They did. Well, when they had it in California, there was the videos where they had to cut the cops. Like the cops was broadcasting, that publicly, where you could listen to the police scanner and stuff. They had to block that signal because these people were like rallying and using that to know what the cops were doing, so they could go around them and cause more chaos. And they were using that, so they blocked the signal on everybody. They cut off all internet with the protesters, so they couldn't use it. I mean, they're organizing it.
Yeah, they're organized. And to bring it into World of Warcraft lore, it would be like, for example, when Garrosh did with the Horde and the Alliance, and these guys obviously are getting messages to their troops.
It's got nothing to do with
to have them to sack Stormwind. I mean,
I think we're live, Schneckle.
Hey guys.
What's up? Welcome to the.
Hi.
How you doing? Oh, you're looking at Kit Kat? For those of you who don't know, we're actually streaming, but we're actually having kind of an informal hangout right now. And
so we're not live yet?
Yeah, we are live now. I just went live at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you're fine.
So,
no one tuned in anyway. You're good. Don't worry about it.
So
I need Skynet in here now. I feel very.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me just show her. Let me just show her around the game real quick. I want to show her around Silver Moon real quick.
You know how I feel when I hang out in your streams, okay?
All right, so let's go and do something interesting. Let's go for a tour. Let's go for a tour of the game. Two.
She's like, here, let's talk. Boom, it's online.
Listen,
World of Warcraft.
You're going to deal with the clan
jam,
surrounded by flames.
And I'm shy and have no clue what's going on, so this is like a whole new realm for me.
I want to show you around the game.
I stayed in the bushes for too long.
I want to show you around my favorite home city right now, just real quick, so you can see this. I mean, you see me play the game, but let's take a look at this as close as we can in 360-degree view.
Yeah, and you're considering diving into World of Warcraft. Like, God bless you. Like, seriously, God bless you. That's like.
All right, I'm going
to leap. I mean, you might.
It's you guys that I feel sorry for. Like that, you guys will be ready.
Candy Crush or something, but no, you're gonna just dive into complicated shit. Okay.
All right, first of all,
I'm trying to watch you guys and try to like understand, but it's like a lot going on from many directions.
You're going from remedial math to like AP fucking
right.
like chemistry or something.
Look, man,
Right,
you
and
start
it's
off
all
with MMOs, and
broadcasted, so
ain't nothing else gonna be hard from here on out. You're good.
Here, look at this,
You
JB.
right,
got
and with
MMOs.
everybody watching too, so that's even more epic.
I'm gonna show you.
All the pressure.
I want to give
Yeah, you
you
literally
a. I
got,
want
like,
to give
one
you a
person
nickel
watching
tour
it that
of
day, maybe.
like
Like,
one of
nothing
my
Yeah,
else.
but
favorite
there's
cities in the
replays.
game.
Come on now.
This is this is the Wayfarers Inn in Silvermoon. I'm gonna.
I think people
That's
are
the
like
ceiling.
you. They
Okay.
come to hear the banter. They're not really
And
there for the gameplay.
you can
I'm
go.
just here to hang out because I like you guys. I love the Schmeck. I love you guys. I love you guys on Jamie's panels. Like, I don't know. Like, I've seen and watched, like, for years more than I should have and never really talked much. So it's kind of weird, like, showing up over here, but I don't know why or what. I
But
don't
it's a good
know.
place to start. It's small, smaller community.
But I'm
Yeah,
not
I
really
mean-
wanting to be on YouTube. That's the thing. Like, I'm not really wanting
No,
to,
yeah,
like,
that's you
I
don't.
don't-
Yeah,
if that
you
makes-
don't have to though. I mean, you don't have to. That's the thing.
So-
I mean, it's a good place to start though. Like you're just chilling and chatting and shit. I mean, whether you're
Let me
Chat
introduce.
room or here.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
just
good place to
show
start.
around real quick. This
there's
swirly mass
no drama
of
over here
water.
unless we create it. You know.
This is my character
Right,
side pet, if you
right.
want to call him. This is Cumulonimbus.
Are you and Mrs. Smeckle on Discord? Like, do you guys have, like, the private Discord where, like, people can talk to you guys?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
one.
of course.
Lumi has one. Yeah. But there's
Okay.
no one on it, obviously. So anyway, so let me just show you around the characters here, real
Well,
quick.
I'm trying to figure out how to talk to you guys. So if you guys could send me whatever, like, I don't know how to do this. I've only been
you
on
mean
Discord for like
if
a
you want
week.
to send a message or something.
Yes. I've only been
Okay.
on there a week or so. So like this whole, like, everything is a whole new, like.
Yeah, we can send
Oh
you a
my
message.
god, it'll be like getting
I'll-
you on fucking Discord for the first time all over again, Schmack.
Yeah,
It took me
we
like
can-
3
yeah,
weeks
we-
to convince him that Discord was a good idea.
we can just
Oh,
send you a
dude,
message
I'm like-
and we'll be in your DMs or whatever. Like I just sent
Okay,
you one that
thank
said
you.
meow.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, I'm in bed with the devil as soon as I downloaded it. And I didn't, like, make a profile or anything for, like, a month. It just sat there. And I'm like, man, I have heard too much, like,
Smeckle
chaos
says that
and, like,
entire
drama.
statement
Right.
every time he comes to bed.
Mrs. Schnuckle's the one who got me into Discord like a few years ago. She's like, "Hey,
That
Donald."
was
like
like
that.
5 years ago, and I'm
Yeah, it
just
was
like,
a
hey,
while
cute
ago.
guy, come talk to me.
So anyway, let me
like
just give
that.
you a quick tour of this. This
Okay,
here
start.
is my
Okay.
this is my blood elf character on the
Mr.
an
Got
Ardent
me.
Dawn. This
Going on
is
this.
What is that blue blob with you?
Velania.
It's called the Blue Waffle.
Velania. I never
Is
can
that a
impersonate.
character?
Right.
No, look it up on Google really quick. Just type in Blue Waffle if you can.
Don't do that to her.
So this is the inn she's in.
I don't
I'll
know.
do
She's
it
an
in-
internet person. I thought she would have got it, hun. I thought she would have got it. If you don't know what the Blue Waffle is, just Miss Jamie.
No, I have no clue.
Oh Lord. No,
I'm sheltered.
Don't listen to Miss Schmeckle. Whenever you get an opportunity, just type in Blue
Yeah.
Waffle in Google
Yeah, I don't
and
think I
then
want
hit
to play in the
images.
blue waffles.
Just hit
Yeah,
images.
You know what?
After you
You know
after
what?
you
If
type
you
that
feel
in.
like traumatizing yourself, go for it, man. You're an adult. Have fun.
Hey, listen. Just because you,
Ah,
Miss
there's a
Schmeckle,
bear.
Miss
And
Schmeckle,
this-
just because you don't like breakfast foods, don't fuck up her day. So what you want to do is type in Blue Waffle in Google and hit search, and then hit images, and then just scroll through that a little bit, okay?
Oh my god, they have images. Okay.
This is one of the
I'm
rooms in the
listening
game,
to
and in them staying in.
Yeah,
This
it's
is like the
yeah.
master
It's
suite.
curiosity kills the cat, you know.
So this is like the master suite in
Blue
the game
Waffle
of the inn
definitely
I'm
kill. Well,
in.
never mind. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
And it doesn't cost anything
Holy
to play
shit.
to be in the inn. This is the master suite of the inn here. I'm in, and
Oh my god.
this is the
Is that even real?
Yes.
and this is the storeroom.
It'll make you think next time you're gallivanting around the tavern after the late night last call. You
Oh,
know?
buddy, I don't get down like that anyway. Like, I can count on one hand my, like, it. Like, that would not. That's not a thing. Oh my
You
god.
took that a bit personal. You took that a little bit too close to home, Miss Jamie.
Oh my god. Oh
I
my
don't know.
god. That's gross. Oh my.
So this is now
If
let's
someone
go.
would have only showed me that when I was a teenager, Miss Schmeckle wouldn't be in the situation that she. Well, never mind. I'm not trying to put
Oh, wait a minute, what?
I'm not
gonna
trying to
show
put our
you-
business out
You're
there.
right,
hon. I'm
right,
Killing
sorry.
horses. What am I doing now?
Nothing. Killing shit, hon.
I'm gonna kill
Oh.
you.
And this
What the fuck
here-
Totally
is
not
this?
accusing us of having blue
I
waffle
think he's talking
whatsoever.
about the twat waffle, and that thing is horrific. Like that
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
even
look it
be
Look, man, I'm not
allowed.
that bad. Shit.
This is
Oh my
Silver
God.
Moon. This is one of the
Just
parts
because
of
my
Silver
wife's news
Moon
got leaked.
that
You
is
don't
my.
need to be talking about her vagina.
This is my favorite
That's
city.
horrific.
This is my home city.
That is
This is
horrific.
Silver Moon.
Okay, I'm sorry, Michelle. Okay, hold on. Let me.
This
Yeah,
is
good.
this is this is out. This is
You're
one
right,
of the pluses
right.
in my city. This here is the. I believe this is the bazaar. The bazaar, and right across the street is the auction house, and then my
I know
bank.
Skynet was looking for Michelle on Monday.
And then my bank is over here. Let's kind of. So there's my inn. Here's my bank over here. Anyway,
It's
this
a
is
whole red world.
this water
Miss
guy
Schmeckle is,
here.
playing Skyrim.
This
Have
is
you ever seen that game
Cumulonimbus.
before,
This is my water
no,
pet.
I've heard of it, but
This is my water
like
pet.
this,
My,
but
my
it's
character
different.
here is a frost mage.
Not necessarily
So
online, but yeah, it's really cool. That
so her pet is a water
What's it
creature. So
on?
she has this water
Oh, it's on all
elemental.
platforms. PC, PlayStation, Xbox. I'm sure it's probably
see,
on
that's
Switch.
the
Getting
funny
that this
thing.
works and
I've
die.
got like game consoles, but I do not play them. Like I've got them,
Why?
but
Give them
like
to me.
Why?
I'll take
I
them
don't.
from you.
And
I
then
thought that I was gonna play them. I'm like, okay, this could be amusing, but then like I start hitting buttons and I'm running off the screen, and I get so frustrated that I'm like, I'm not even
Okay,
gonna do it.
So like, what do you have, for instance? Like, what's your newest one that you've bought?
The PS, what is it? The 4 or 3?
Okay.
4?
Yeah.
And then I've got like the GameCube and the original Nintendo and
Nice. You got some good sisters, right?
what
I'm
I
with
got.
Miss Schmeckle. Send them shits over here. Miss Schmeckle, shit. We ain't
Like
far.
I'm hoping one day
We'll
the
take
mood
care of 'em
swing
for ya.
hits and
Yeah,
I'll
we will.
magically be able to play it. Like I've got a Sega, I think. Like one day I'll be able to magically play it somehow, or like
Right, just
I
wake
don't
up one
know.
day and
so anyway, the
Maybe,
cool
maybe.
thing. This is my bank branch. This I'm painting around. You can see this is my bank
Hey,
branch.
what about your
you-
pancreas?
yeah, I just met just Miss Jamie. She popped in Michelle's group here like a little while ago. Hun, she was saying she has 4 cats. She rescues cats and animals.
I rescue
Aw, we
anything:
have stuff
squirrels,
in common.
possums.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Love that, hun.
I was trying to convince my grandmother that throwing away possums is a bad idea, and I also had to inform her that possums don't actually have rabies.
Right, they don't.
That was fun.
Rabies
You know what?
is very, very rare, and usually it's only bats that have it, and it's really, really so rare that it's not even.
And this is
I'm
And
not-
it's
I'm not
only 6
mistaken.
shots in your stomach. You'll be fine.
no mail.
Right. Yeah. You're right. Little foaming mouth. You know, my mouth is usually foamy anyway, but that's a different story.
You'll only feel like mildly dehydrated. Holy shit, that's a troll!
Did you say you had a squirrel before, Jamie?
Yeah, I did.
Bitch,
I
run!
had,
What are you doing?
Was it a
I
baby
had-
one or a full one?
No, well, they were like I release them if they can be released.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll release them. But I had 4 that lived with me.
4.
Stinky rotten rodent baby had like brain damage, and she only lived for like a year because her brain and skull wasn't right. So by the she ended up dying.
Oh,
and then I
terrible. Why are
had
you telling me? You're bringing me down right now. Like
I had Roscoe.
picturing like the
Cold
little
Train
baby
for
squirrel's head
14
just
years.
caving
Well,
in.
Roscoe was 14 years old, and he loved him dearly. Bought him at a pet store. Like they don't make pets. Like I don't even know why somebody would like sell it at a pet store.
That's an old ass
But he was
squirrel. 14
yeah,
years
he
old.
14, and he died of lung cancer. And then
So
yeah,
anyway,
and
Jamie,
then,
what do you think? What do you think? What Silver Moon looks like? I'm trying to show you in the camera what it looks like.
I think it's red, really red, like bright red, like really red.
Red and gold.
I like
Wow.
that graveyard area.
Hold on a second though. And I'm intrigued about this 14-year-old. Did it move?
So
Did it
anyway,
move
I
good?
had another one named Miss Piggy who had brain damage, and the people thought that they were going to keep her as a pet, and their German Shepherd had attacked her, so she almost lost a back leg, and she had brain damage, and she lived for 12 years in my house with me. And then Linny got hit by a car, and she was blind and older, and I brought her home, and she lived with me for like 6 years until she lived out her life. So if they're releasable, I let them out. But if they need a place or whatever, then that's what you do. And they don't make good pets. Like they're not like.
I'm sure they don't.
Yeah, I mean they're bonded to one person. So like to me, they would be completely fine and big babies and all that. But if somebody else would try to like come in, and if they acted scared or even like whatever, like they would try to Roscoe would attack, like he would bite.
We need some of those, some hood squirrels. That'd be the shit.
Yes, we could get some of those cute fat black squirrels and fucking feed them and make them evil. I love this.
Yeah, they have. We've got black squirrels around here. Miss Schmeckel said she never seen a black squirrel until she came to Michigan.
I've never seen a black squirrel.
I've never either.
I almost crashed my car. I almost crashed my car the first time I saw one.
She thought it was a cat.
I would too. Are they like they're like you guys have fox squirrels too?
Yeah.
But what are so there's black squirrel, like I mean are there a lot of them, or is it kind of like a random sight?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
They're common.
And they're fucking huge compared to like regular squirrels.
And my goodness. And this is where my other model right now is staying at.
Oh no, I'm good. Like if they could go outside and live a healthy life, they belong there. But if like there's something.
What do you feed a squirrel? Like SpaghettiOs or?
Oh God, no, their diet is like a scientific. Like you've got to order. There's this lady who's a scientist in Virginia that like makes food for zoo animals, like squirrels and different things, like the rodents.
I thought it just ate like nuts and shit.
Oh, they can't eat that indoors. That'll kill them. Like they cannot. That's the worst. Sunflower.
I would just feed it like McDonald's and shit and get it all fat. And...
Yeah, they do that. Like they do that for a treat. They would get like a happy. I don't eat meat, so they don't eat meat. So like kinda. They love McDonald's and like
squirrels didn't eat meat. Period. But that's a new thing.
Yeah, and like they'll eat eggs. Like they'll eat an egg. Like if it's dire need outside, but like inside they don't really. They didn't really care for it.
All right, I'm trying to make it my last question so I don't drive you crazy. I'm just a little intrigued. The bathroom, like the litter box, or they just teach them to use the toilet, or how does that work?
They have their own like room, like their cages. What I would do is lock them up at night, and then in the daytime let them out and let them. They'll go back to their cage. They're so territorial. Sometimes if they felt like they smelled my cats on me or whatever, like Roscoe the boy would like try to pee on me. Like, look, lady, like I own you. But if they're running around or whatever, they'll go back to their cage, kind of like a cat. And they have their own they're amazing. They're some of the smartest animals that I have ever like seen. And most people
what in the bloody hell? Oh my God.
I might be a little worried if I woke up next to a squirrel or like. So, I don't know.
They bury in your hair. They'll get in your hair, check your hair for bugs, like they would each other. Like you're a part of their.
They'd fucking look at my scalp. They massage my scalp for me. That's nice.
Yeah, they do. They do. They actually do.
I would definitely teach it to smack you in the head.
Right.
That's for sure.
Probably gnawing my fucking. The fat folds in the back of my head, my hot dogs, my head dogs. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Is this
squirrel?
What is this?
I don't snake.
Well, you're in Undercity. It's a crypt. It's the crypt.
I swear to God, I would get like a squirrel-sized cast iron skillet and just like make it hit you.
Just throw it at me.
My cats were terrified. Like Roscoe would go downstairs and like I wouldn't let him like. They couldn't be around each other because cat saliva will kill them. Like if you don't get them antibiotics, like there's something in their saliva. And anyway, like, so I would try to keep them apart, but sometimes he would get the door open and I would like run down there freaking out. And there would be like 4 or 5 cats in a line, follow the leader, following behind him. And he is just like a 3-year-old getting into stuff, knocking stuff over on the counters, jumping on the like just checking things, like to see if he can eat it, hiding stuff. And these cats are just following him around, like they didn't even know what to do.
They're
Like
just
it was
intrigued. Like, oh my god,
right.
how is he doing this and getting away with it?
Like I think they smell like it's a wild ant. Like it's weird to them, so they don't. I don't know. I can't really explain it. Like I think it's just instinct, maybe. Either that or my cats are just so retarded that like.
Yeah, that sounds like some dumb shit Fish would try to do.
Right.
I'm dealing with it.
They're all in the fucking line too, just holding each other's shoulder. They get out fucking 15 minutes before the other kids because they're crazy.
Right, they need backup.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun pet for like an hour or so, but yeah, fuck, man, 6 years or 12 years, I couldn't. I don't know. That's. I don't know.
It's a lot of dedication, and it's not for the week. Like, I mean, you can't go on vacation. It's not like you can be like, okay, I'm gonna be gone. Somebody else come feed them, and they won't handle that.
Right.
Like, it's a lot of dedication to do it, and you can't just like get pissed at them and just throw them outside. Be like, okay, I'm done one day. That's is
what I would do
too much, and just You can't do that because they depend. Like they die. I mean,
fuck it, you've been coddled too long. Get out of here.
Time to make some stew.
Figure it out, little bruises.
Right. Go terrorize the neighbors.
No, dogs and cats. I think are pretty good. Pretty good. I like the dogs and the cats.
Yeah, I'm good with the cat. I think we're gonna stick there. Maybe get a snake if I can ever convince him to stop being a little bit.
Oh, I'm not a. Oh hell no.
Oh my god, they're so cute though. Just their little fucking danger noodles.
Same.
Retarded noodles.
Yeah. Oh no. No. I've got a friend that lives in Flint, Michigan, and she's got a ton of snakes. And when she moved there, she lived in an apartment complex. She had went out and she had bought like 4 baby boa constrictors, and they were like from the tip of your middle finger to your to the tip of your elbow, right? And these are babies.
Aw, they're so little.
So her kids didn't shut the lid or whatever. So she's like, oh, well, 2 of them got out, she said, and I can't find them. I think they're around the house. And I'm like, okay, but that's exactly what one of them did, and ended up in like a neighbor's apartment down the way, and they found it in a toilet bowl when they went to use the bathroom. The thing was just like,
right.
Oh
yeah, I probably wouldn't even pay attention and look, and they'd bite me in the ass or something, because I'd half the time I don't look in the toilet before I sit on it.
Because that's the last thing.
Maybe if I'm standing up to take a piss, sure, but I'm going to take, if I'm pooping.
But even if you did look, like seeing a snake, to me that would be horrifying. And then the other one was never found. Like she just don't know what happened to the second one that disappeared. So
somebody found it and kept it.
Oh my god!
Finding in the toilet wouldn't be so bad if I look down and see it, and if it's there, okay, I'm not gonna freak out. I mean, I might close the lid if I felt a little threatened, but other than that, yeah, I'm just calling somebody and closing the bathroom door and be like, "That's why
it's not happening."
I'm calling nothing in there. Fuck that. I don't do the snake thing, but sure.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. I can't think that.
See, she wouldn't come though, because I'd be like, "Hey, sweetheart, there's a present in the toilet for you," and she's like, "You asshole, just flush it." Just flush it, motherfucker. Like, no. Seriously. There's something here for you. Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
She'd probably be like, we got a new pet.
Yeah, no shit. They would definitely take some coaxing to get her up to tell her that there's literally something in the toilet.
Because she wouldn't believe you.
I would believe you because he would just scream.
What the fuck?
My bad,
That
Lydia.
would be me. I would do that too.
Maybe scream. I don't know.
Scream, and I'd be like, if I was missing a snake, and I would just listen for him to scream.
Good day. But these were like neighbors who had no clue, like what isn't expecting it, had no idea, like nothing.
Yeah,
like
that definitely would be a surprise.
Oh my god!
Not gonna lie on that one. Definitely would be.
Yeah.
See you later.
Horrifying.
Get over here, you little shit. Pick a bitch and fight me, and I'm a goddamn horse.
So, Mrs. Schmeckle, what kind of makeup were you like talking to get Michele and Lumi into? Like what?
Yeah, weren't you saying, hon, you were talking about maybe helping out Michele with make makeup or something sometime a while back, right? Or am I mistaken?
I mean,
That would be
be
A
honest.
while back ago, you're like,
I'm fucking retarded, so I don't remember.
Maybe it was Heather or somebody. You were talking about helping someone on the internet with some makeup.
That would be a fun
I would
adventure.
be more than happy to help Michele with the makeup.
Need help?
Me, like I'm a makeup hoarder and skincare hoarder. Like, oh my gosh, it's horrific. Like, but I think it would be funny, like, or fun to like have her play in it. She would enjoy that, and like, you never know.
Try to help her with a little makeover type of deal or something.
I definitely would send Michele makeup. Like,
yeah, me too.
Sure.
Is she there? Like,
careful.
did she mute us?
She's just like done with us and our shit.
I think she cut us off.
She muted us. Hey, Michele, you there? Lumi.
What? We're here.
Oh, I'm sorry. What you doing? She just in the game until you.
Well, let's go show you a tour of
She's in a
the different cities.
Yeah, give us a tour, Michele. She's having fun. She's chilling. She's doing her thing.
So
What
this
do you
is.
think about playing in makeup?
So this one's Bashira. She's my mage.
I'm gonna spit my coffee out.
Oh, not my mage, my priest.
What does the sheriff think about playing in makeup?
What do you think about what?
What you really gotta do here, Jamie, is get her.
Yeah.
Hey, Michele.
What?
Mrs. Schmeckle and Jamie were talking about maybe having you do some makeup sometime. You know, do some makeup, playing some makeup, and they can help you with that. What would you think about that?
Yeah, do some girly things.
Might be
Would you
interesting.
Yeah, would you wear makeup, Michele? Maybe put on one of your
I can't really afford it. It's too expensive.
Well, I'll mail you some.
Yeah, Michele, like, what if I sent you some stuff? Like, I have some clothes here that would fit you, and like some dresses and shit.
You won't have to buy it, Michele. You'll just get it for free.
I've got the makeup and skincare covered. Like I'm.
All right, let me just show you some of the characters in my game here. This is the only.
Yeah, Michelle's got dresses, but you were talking about those other ones earlier on.
This is the only orc I have in the game.
Came across some new dresses the other day, and we were just having a conversation about that earlier.
Those are the ones I'm gonna send, yeah.
So this is the only orc I have in the game. Her name is Wega Eco.
I think she gets so wrapped up in the game that
is my warrior.
Yeah, you really have to get her attention.
Sarah, Michele, someone we're gonna go back on as.
Like, is she like that when the game's not on?
Sometimes it's hard to get a hold of her.
Michele.
So.
Michele.
What?
Hey, Michele, we're talking about sending you dresses and makeup.
I'm talking about sending you free stuff. Do you want it?
I really don't do much with makeup, honestly.
But
what about skincare?
If it was sent to you, Michele, would you use it?
I'd have to see if it was compatible with my skin tone. I might. I don't know yet.
Because a lady's got to take care of herself, you know.
So right now we're in Terran Hill.
I'm gonna cut, Michele, and I'm gonna send you some moisturizer. I'm gonna.
Oh, you do have moisturizer. I do have moisturizer already.
Nothing.
We're gonna get the hose again.
Nothing.
But anyway, I was gonna show her around briefly about the different cities. So you saw Silver Moon.
So I guess that's a no.
It's a bit easier, Jamie, when the World of Warcraft isn't going to talk to Michele. You can still be.
I might have to try to call her sometime on here, like when it's not.
When World of Warcraft isn't going, she's good.
Yeah.
Easier to get her attention.
She's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Way down below, the answer is no. And considering right now, we're not even actually playing right now. We're just talking more than anything.
Chat with the gals, Michele. I can leave if you guys want to have some girl talk.
Oh no, you're fine. Like I think we need the male energy to like
periods and shit. Menstruation.
Oh no, asshole! No, you're gonna fucking sit here at this goddamn clam bake because I have to sit with the sausage fest all the fucking time. You're gonna goddamn enjoy it.
I'll let you go.
Sit down and shut up.
All right.
I loved when you would go on Jamie's panel. Like, absolutely loved it. Like when you first showed up, I'm like, yes, another female. Like it's,
oh my god,
they need to
I'm not
be.
even gonna lie. Like 9 times out of 10, when I was on there, I was drunk as shit.
Anyway, one question.
That's what it takes.
Paul, I'd like to ask you what you think about way down below's question about having text to speech for the comments while at the same time trying to play the game. I got a feeling that would be a disaster.
Still keep up with it.
You want to ask me questions about my down below? Okay.
Way down below, not just down below, way down.
How many fingers?
I mean, I am Southern.
So I don't even know how.
How many fingers?
Over yelling in the game, how in the hell would I be able to listen to all the chat comments when we're talking? That I get confused enough just with 2 or 3 people.
And one thumb. Oh wait, that's my fault.
I don't know. I think text to speech would probably be too much, honestly, because the noise kind of distracts you and the.
Yeah.
They'd abuse the fuck out of it. Put a bunch of numbers and emojis and.
As far as
they want it on, but I mean,
as far as having me on camera while playing on the game.
You can barely hold a conversation with 2 or 3 people, let alone a goddamn robot going off in your ear.
Did you know last night Popsala actually asked me to do a channeling when we were sitting in a dungeon?
What a jerk.
I told him no.
A channeling? What's a channeling?
A spiritual channeling, because I spiritually channel too.
You mean like when you talk to a dead person, Michele?
Yes.
Oh.
Right in the middle of a dungeon. I was like, no, we're not doing a channeling in the middle of a dungeon. I got my hands full as it is, just to not die.
Michele, can you contact an animal? Can you contact one of Just Miss Jamie's dead squirrels?
Who?
My whole family's dead. You could pick one of them too.
I want to talk to the squirrel whose brain caved in.
All I know is like I said last night.
You rotten rodent, baby.
Like I told People Peace last night. I said, no, I'm not doing a channeling while I'm playing World of Warcraft.
Actually, I'd like to talk to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't even know you can channel people. That would be great to like talk about on your show too. Like that's fascinating.
Yeah, I do channeling once in a while. I'm not really that good at it. But the thing
how are you
is,
gonna know if you don't practice?
But the thing is for Pop to actually ask me to channel last night when I was in the middle of a dungeon was kind of stupid.
But maybe it was important to him.
Well, it is important to him, but unfortunately, I was in the process of trying to not die.
Miss Schmeckle. What? Did I tell you that Suplex?
So really, you want to channel somebody in the middle of a dungeon?
Wait, what?
And you're surrounded by Charlie, and he's got all his little ice bolts going on, and you're gonna go.
Michelle's at war with him right now.
Yes, he's trying to steal her title.
Sibless is an idiot because he's gonna be basically freezing his ass this winter.
And we're waiting for it and loving every minute of it.
So you gonna put that black ice down on him?
Oh, he's gonna get plenty. Trust me. Anyway, here's what I wanted to tell you. I shared a video that just came out on my Discord in the general chat area. You can look at it tonight or tomorrow. It just explains the magic of World of Warcraft from the lore and everything. It's kind of cute. You could just check it out. It's
You still have the section, Michele, where people can post pictures and stuff? The adult section?
Pulp Fiction?
No. The adult section in your Discord. Do you still have that going?
I did see some in the Silver Moon Pub and Grill, yeah.
Yeah, I'll look. I'm gonna plaster it with some.
It's not really my thing. That's why I usually stay out of there. But I mean, once in a while I'll just show up in there and I just flip right by them. So anyway,
how, like Discord and everything.
So anyway, the most important thing was what did you think when they showed you?
Can you channel Real Miss Jamie Nicole?
So Jamie,
I want Michele to channel Real Miss Jamie Nicole.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Oh
yeah. I
don't even really know the person that will.
when you do channeling, like what kind of vibes do you have to do the channeling?
Well, basically, the most important thing is I gotta be relaxed, and I have to feel in the right relaxed state to reach that point where I can open up the channels to the other side. Because there's a lot of bad entities on the other side that want to destroy you too, so you can't just put an all call for just anybody.
So,
So,
is there a certain type of day, like some time of day, Michele, that works better than others? Because I heard like 3 o'clock in the morning, like is called that hour.
3 early in the morning. You see the witching hour about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock local time usually helps. Also, I tend to do pretty good when I'm half asleep, or I'm kind of like doing Edgar Casey type of sleeping prophet kind of thing.
Keep you up tonight till 3 o'clock. Can you channel someone?
Can you hear them and see them, or is it just what's it like?
I feel the presence. That's the way it works, and then sometimes I can hear the voices too.
So, like, you can ask them questions, or if I ask them a question,
sometimes the answers are easy to get. Sometimes the answers are like pulling hen's teeth. It depends on how receptive the spirit is to do anything. I got a feeling with the Nicole you're talking about, Miss Jamie Nicole. I got a feeling she's she's cocooned right now. She's not actually talking because of all the trauma in her life. So she's in a towering cocoon right now. So she's not really open to talk to anybody.
Understood.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
Wow. Michael Jackson is Pop's spirit guide, so that's kind of interesting.
What? That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Schmeckle, who's your spirit guide?
Tony the Tiger.
I already know that. Given the nature of Schmeckle Cat, his spirit guide is not. I don't know what his spirit guide is, but I do know he has a totem animal, which is a cat, which like I do. I have a cat too.
I have a what, Michele? I'm so sorry I missed that. My music got loud on me. I'm trying to turn it down. What did you say about my spirit guide?
Your totem animal.
I have a cat for my spirit guide?
I don't know who your spirit guide. I do not know who your spirit guide is, but I do know you have a totem animal, which is not surprisingly is a cat.
A totem animal. What's a totem animal?
Tiger cat. Like the cat you have in your thumbnail.
That's my spirit animal, tiger cat.
Yeah, so is mine.
Nice.
I also have another totem, which is I have two totem animals. I have a Siberian tiger, and I have a house cat, which is a tiger cat, which makes sense. I also have a third one, which is kind of not really a major totem animal, but it's kind of important. It's a polar bear.
Michele, how do I find my spirit guide? How does one?
Spirit guide is simple. You just go ahead and just, nighttime when you're doing your prayers, just ask, who is my spirit guide? Would you come to me? And he will come to you.
If I don't normally do prayers, will it still happen?
It doesn't even have to be a very fancy ritual. It's simple. It's simple.
I just ask the what is it?
Well, let's get. I want to get back to what way down below was saying. I mean, first of all, I don't think.
I want to know what my spirit creature is.
I don't think sitting text to speech on top of everything else is going to help, because that'd be totally. That was.
Hey, Michele.
What?
What do you see for just Miss Jamie, and what do you see for Miss Schmeckle as their spirit animals?
Please.
Just Miss Jamie, I see it more of as a dog. I don't know what kind of dog, but usually a smaller dog, maybe like a Pomeranian type thing, more
like
possibly as big as a Labrador Retriever.
Oh, those are nice dogs.
Okay.
What about Spaghetti Sloth?
I'm not really sure, but I sense that it's probably, I don't know, maybe a sloth, but that's not necessarily accurate, but I'm not sure. It's something that she obviously likes. It's something that calls to her.
She likes her sloths.
Is she into amphibians by any chance?
I like reptiles.
I like lizards.
Oh yeah, I like snakes.
Yeah, she likes
What is it? When did Paula Abdul he's a cold-blooded snake? Something. That just popped into my head when she said that.
What song?
Okay, see you.
It was like a Paula Abdul from the 80s. They'd play it on the cheesy radio stations.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Well, for some reason, I got spaghetti sloths. I sent some spaghetti sloths. I said it was amphibians. Which could include lizards and frogs, but they're also kind of.
She does like those things, so I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
So, do you think the real Miss Jamie Nicole is okay? Where she's at? Do you think she's at peace?
She's at peace right now. She's cocooned right now. So that they can kind of process of healing her mind, all the damage that she faced over her life.
What's she gonna come out as when she opens the cocoon?
I love.
You could say cocooning is kind of like a medically induced coma kind of thing on the other side, where that's when they will try to cleanse her mind and try to make her better and heal her emotionally.
Because, oh my God, I love that for her.
I know my other friend Valerie Slammin was cocooned for a while. I just talked to Valerie Slammin when Fame took off. She wanted to let me know that she was doing better and that she said, don't worry about Fame. She says, I appreciate you took him in for all those years when she was homeless. So. So. But like I said, one of the things that bothers me is that, I want to get back to what I was talking about earlier, is people think that what I do, the last time I do, is kind of funny, but the truth is that I've always been involved in the spiritual realm pretty much all my life. So, I mean, always been pretty perceptive in the spiritual realm. And so, even though we all know that World of Warcraft is fiction, some of the stuff that I've run into in the game, I've actually experienced in real life, in my real journeys. Like dark magic, light magic, shadow magic versus light magic. I've run into that in real life, and it's some ways it's easy to make fun of it in the game, but the truth is I like to work with water because water is my favorite elemental in real life, because that's on the North American Snow Queen. But obviously I work with air too because I make wind. So wind and water together make snow. And
moisture, right?
And of course I don't normally work with fire because I usually work with ice, but ice is anti-fire, so in other words, you're not making things hot, you make things cold. So for me to play a frost mage is kind of funny because I really am kind of really taking a lot of affinity to the concept of the Frost Mage characters. I played a regular Discipline Priest because it was kind of a balanced priest, and then I ended up getting him to Shadow Priest, and that totally made me feel totally uncomfortable because I don't like causing harm to people. So I was like, oh, well, gee, I'm playing a race of character that's causing emotional pain to enemies, and it's like
emotional pain or whatever. Since she's cocooned and regenerating or whatever, when she comes, what happens after she gets out of the cocoon? What will happen?
Well, then she might decide to come back in another lifetime. She might decide to come back again for another round on Earth, or she may choose not to.
So you think she's at peace though? She's at peace and she's
at peace right now.
Okay.
She certainly is relaxing right now. When she comes out of cocoon, she'll be spending time in meditation to relax and enjoy the time on the other side, and then some will go back home, like I do. Me and Lumi already have planned, already wrote our life chart for next life. We already have it already signed for. Yeah.
What if she's in hell, Michele?
Me and Lumi are going back to the Victorian era, or the equivalent of it, in another parallel dimension.
What if she's in hell, Michele? Is there such thing as heaven and hell?
No, the only people who go to hell are people who put themselves in hell.
You put yourself there.
God doesn't put you in hell. You put yourself there.
But what about if they didn't know their life was chaotic, and what if, is that what the cocoon does?
Cocoon is kind of like a medically induced coma in a sense. It allows your brain to heal. It allows your mind to rebuild itself. Now, people do talk about hell, or the equivalent to hell, which is the left door. Now, the left door is for the really dark ones. You go through the left door, and then it's out of your control. Somebody else, your overseer, is in charge of your future. From cradle to grave and beyond. So you will be constantly be giving orders and your marching orders, and you're going out there to cause pain to the workers, to the light forces.
What kind of
Again, this is one of the reasons why I think it's funny, because you see so much World of Warcraft in my faith system. This is even before I was playing World of Warcraft. I was like, oh my god, this is almost like everything that I've been talking about in this stupid game. I didn't even realize it until I started playing World of Warcraft. I understand immediately what they were talking about, the force of the light and the force of the shadow. I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what this is. So for me to play a shadow priest is almost like a slap in the face, because it's like, I don't like to really hurt people in my life. And a shadow priest does just that. A shadow priest causes pain and suffering. I'm not... In real life, I don't like to cause pain and suffering. But on the other hand, it's a game. So I try to tell myself, well, it's just a game. Don't get too worked up about it. At least, unlike the real people that are real shadow priests, at least you can change the switch and go back to being a good priest again.
Michele.
What?
Michele, what's the opposite of the cocoon? Like, if you're not in a cocoon, what happens?
Well, then you just have an everyday lifestyle over on the other side. People, like, for example, part of activities like concerts and plays, and some people spend time farming and herbalism and doing social events and teaching. I'm a teacher on the other side. That's my job. I'm an instructor.
What do you teach? Like
souls? I teach spirituality and...
No, I mean, no. Who do you teach? I'm sorry, not what do you teach. Who do you teach? So, like souls? Who do you teach? Like lost souls? Or how does it... What do you... I don't get that.
I teach the people that came back from Earth and the other planets that wanted to learn something new or to share ideas. So I'm more like I'm an idea sharer, kind of like I do on YouTube, but in a much more...
What's up, Georgia White Boy? How you doing tonight, bud?
It's kind of like I do on YouTube.
Oh, he's not here. I don't
know. To inspire, to educate, to share ideas, concepts with people. So that's what I do.
So somebody that's had a rough life here on Earth, when they cross over, they go into the cocoon to try to self-heal themselves before they come out?
Some do, some don't. Some people are adjusted enough that they can go straight from the receiving, in the I don't know how to describe it. Like receiving, like when you come intake, you go through intake, and that's when you and your spirit guide are working together, and that's when you go through and you look at your life chart you have written prior to this life, and it says, okay, so and so, what did you learn? Did you achieve these goals that you wrote down in your life chart? A lot of times people don't finish everything for a variety of reasons. And so some of those people that are really, really distraught, those guys are usually the ones that have to go through cocooning, especially if there's a lot of trauma. But those that are not traumatized, they usually are like, okay, well, maybe I didn't quite master what I need to learn. And then sometimes they say, well, would you like to go consider going back again and see if you can improve on it? In some ways, it's kind of like a game. So I said this one time on my channel, and they got everybody all pissed off. But I said life is like a game, and everybody doesn't realize what I meant. Well, life is like a game when you're on here on Earth. This is a living classroom. This is where you learn, and it's nothing wrong if you do die off. Because it's okay.
What did you say about twin spears, Michele? What were twin spears? What does that mean?
What's that?
Twin spears? What does that mean? Like, what is that?
The spears? You mean the spirit?
Yeah, like you said something about twin spears?
No, your spirit guides. Okay, let me explain something about the spirit guides.
Michele, she said something about twin spears. Did you say something about twin spears?
No, not twin spears.
Boobs?
But let me just maybe I was talking too fast, so it'll slow down a little bit. After you die, you already, before you were born on Earth in the first place, You wrote a life chart of goals that you wanted to learn.
Oh yeah, she's getting up there in age too, so
or to improve on.
Go get that checked out. Don't sit on that.
Okay, so when you come into Earth, you come in just like a character in a game. You don't even know what your life chart is because that's blanked out from you. So you're starting from a clean slate with no knowledge of what you're doing, but you have a nagging idea of what it is, but you're not sure what it is. Some people, however, like me, take a gung ho and go, okay, fine. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna grab this bull by the horns, and I'm gonna just bluster through it, but with at least a plan. Okay. Others come in here and they're just like they're the frat boys in the frat in the university, and they're just getting drunk, having cake parties, and don't really have a goal in their lives. Okay. They're usually the ones that are most disappointed when they time to come home with intake, but those people can say they had fun, but they're like on the installment plan. They're gonna take a long time to reach their goal in life. So the thing is called intake was, like I said, for you guys to evaluate with your spirit guide and mother god. And the spirit guide is usually somebody that you requested to help you from the other side. Lumi was my spirit guide originally. Yeah. But we already know what's all from the past. Usually spirit guide may even be your twin flame.
Traumatized here on Earth. What happens, Michele, if somebody was traumatized on Earth, and then they had a lot of difficulties and a lot of chaos and just damage, and they died? What happens then? Do they heal, or do they come back sometimes, and go through the same thing, or how does that work?
Yeah, if there's a lesson that they wanted to learn and they don't think they mastered, when they write the new life chart, they will add that lesson to the new life chart for the next life. If they choose to come back here. Sometimes they'll choose to go to another planet, or they will choose to not and just do the equivalent of a correspondence course, where they don't have to go back at all. They just go into a classroom setting, watching the equivalent of videotapes and things like that of lives to learn the stuff that way. I think that would be very boring, honestly, but there are people that do it that way. It's like sitting there watching three-dimensional YouTube, or watching somebody else's character life, and you're just taking notes about that. That's kind of boring. I remember a few students went through that, and I'm like, no thank you. I want hands-on.
So what do you teach over there? Do you teach people how to learn lessons or carry on? What is your job over there to teach people?
Well, my job was a spiritual teacher. That was mainly what I did. I talked about spirituality and the faith systems and what it means to be a good person, a good spiritual person.
Oh, well, yeah.
And a well-rounded spiritual person. And yes, believe it or not, we did talk about some of the stuff that we hear about in the world of Warcraft. We had talked about the elementals. Earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. We've also talked about the forces of light. We've also talked about the forces of void. Or shadow work. And we covered that. The shadow work is kind of creepy. Like I said, I feel like a real Benedict Arnold playing a shadow priest, because I really don't like to cause harm. But to say that good forces don't cause harm would be bullshit lie. Yes, good forces can cause harm. Because some of them can... Think of what happened at the time of the Crusades. Oh, those people went out there in the eyes of God to sack the Middle East. And a lot of men died in that crusade battles. And it wasn't good. But that was... again, the forces of light can cause harm too. So... Yeah, and of course the zealots of the light. So
wasn't that a learning experience that they were supposed to learn then? Is that what that was?
What's that? Well, I think
the Crusades and stuff.
I think the Crusades on the earthly level was where people began to understand that, yeah, you can be too wrapped up in positive energies to not realize that even the forces of light can cause damage too. I mean, they always talked about the devil and his minions, but they didn't realize that the good forces of light, when you become too zealous and evangelical, they can be just as damaging. Examples of that in the 21st century would be David Koresh and the Branch Davidians, and also Jonestown.
Like the cults.
The cults. Yeah, it's the same thing. And when you get into people that are so evangelically driven for the pursuit of the light, that they cause damage and harm and hurt people. So that's where being, for example, my character prefer playing as a disciplined priest. That's when the player tries to find balance between the two. That they're not all dark and they're not all light. They're just kind of neutral. They're trying to say, okay,
is there really a such thing as soulmates? Like, is there such thing as soulmates?
Yes, they're soulmates. Absolutely.
How does that work?
Soulmates are actually originally started when it's just called twin souls or twin flames. This is when two of you are created at the beginning of time. A perfect creature, two of you, and then you were split in half. So part of you is constantly seeking the other. That's what Lumi and I are. Yeah, it's rare when you see
each other.
Two on the earth at the same time in the same body. Yeah. But normally, usually your spirit guide may actually be your twin flame on the other side watching over you when you're on this earth. And then you take turns. So when they're on this earth and you're on the other side, you watch over them. And the reason why is rarely ever do we have the two twin souls or twin flames in the same body is because it could result in madness. Especially if the person is not emotionally mature enough to deal with the energies that they're sharing a body with another soul and may not always agree with everything you do. But me and Lumi are pretty well balanced out, so we work together. So there's only been, I think, maybe about a total, since the world history, 1,000 of them? 1,000. Right now there's only 5 or 6 right now on Earth. But they're usually...
So what about people like me and Mrs. Schmeckel who have animals as spirit guides? How does that work?
Well, animals, spirit guides, okay, animals, everybody has a totem animal that is a protector.
Oh, okay.
Usually it's one, we have one main one. Okay. Now for me, that would be the Siberian tiger. I have a second one, which a lot of people do, is another cat, which is a tabby cat. Like Rusty. My cat Rusty is also an example of my totem animal. On a minor totem animal. He's also a protector. So your totem animals are there to protect you. They're like your guardians. They're like your Doberman pinchers, your guard dogs.
Do they come back as well,
for some people, it is dogs. Believe it or not.
Michele's in the call too, but she's playing the game.
Okay.
Oh, she's fun. I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah. This is getting more chats going on right now than the show earlier. Yes.
Well,
since this is supposed to be related to the World of Warcraft, why don't we bring the World of Warcraft into this? Please do. Why not? It's supposed to be for the playing the World of Warcraft, so why don't we bring in the World of Warcraft into this?
You know what? You did amazing, and you love playing the game, so go for it. I appreciate, you've...
Well, I mean, I don't even need to play the game. I was trying to show you something earlier, but I kind of think you kind of got sidetracked. You didn't see what I was trying to show you, but... Okay, well, first of all is the cities, okay? I mean, right now, I showed you a couple of different parts of different cities. For example... Stormwind is your typical medieval city. Okay, busy, very busy on the Alliance side. Lots going on. Agamor on the Horde side is usually busy, but on Argenton is very quiet. But it's kind of dark and foreboding. It's it gets spikes everywhere. It's brown. It reminds me of New York City, honestly. Really, it does remind me of New York City or Boston. That's what Agramar reminds me of. Silver Moon, to me, is my home city from my Blood Elves. And it's funny because it's the most appealing city in my heart. It speaks to my heart. I love it because it's clean. It's got beautiful shapes. It's got nice scroll work, and it's colorful, and red and gold and blue sky, and it's just a nice place. That's what I love about Silvermount. It's just that, to me, that's a perfect city in a lot of ways. Unfortunately, it's not totally perfect, but it's getting around it is a little hard. But otherwise, it's a pretty good city, and I like the vastness and the way it looks. It looks good. And the Blood Elves are cool because they, like me, I mentioned this once before, is that they have been screwed over and over again through the lore. Azeroth and his scourge damage that they did to the Blood Elves. There they were originally part of the Alliance. They were originally good, happy Alliance members, and then they got screwed by, the Scourge and Sylvanas and all this, and they just didn't get anything. Now, Sylvanas totally got into the dark magic and destroyed her own people. So for me, as a Blood Elf character, I hate Sylvanas. And as for me, knowing the lore of the story, I hate Sylvanas. So I don't like her anyway. But for me, I see these people struggling, and I know that the characters in the game, the city's beautiful, but it's partially wrecked because of the Scourge damage that was done. So yeah, I feel something for the Blood Elves. There's something about the Blood Elves that says it's just like my real life. How much struggle did I go through? How much did my life get ripped apart before the knee injury? With my arthritis and that same knee. I used to have arthritis in the knee. I don't have arthritis anymore. I guess it did me a favor. But the thing is that I just really feel a lot of some kinship with the Blood Elves. And I love the ears.
That makes sense. Like, you've got a connection there, so that makes sense.
Right.
How you relate it back to the game. And
right, exactly. And for me, it's not just because it's a character in the game. It's me. There's an emotional attachment to that part of the character. I don't really feel that so much.
A question.
I don't feel that when
you got somebody in chat named Salty. He wants to know about his spirit animal, and he's been in here a few times. Can you tell him what his spirit animal is, or totem animal?
Who is this one that's asking that question?
Someone in
I see him.
In your chat.
Okay, how do I find my animal? Well, it's the one that you usually think about the most. It's usually something like an animal that you find, you find a kinship with. Maybe you like to look at certain creatures. Maybe you like to look at monkeys, or maybe you dream of cats or snakes or whatever, spiders. Let's talk about that. Is there spiders on the other side? No.
So it's basically signs. You're showed signs that you should pick up on.
Right,
basically.
They show signs, and they should be fairly. They may not be so obvious, but you may not even realize why certain creatures, like maybe when you're a kid, you see when you're 3 to 7 years old is when you really, really are more open to it, because you just received, you still can remember some of the procedural past from the other side, but it hasn't totally all gone away yet. That's when we go into the kids with fantasy and all that. That's what parents call. But parents don't realize is the fantasy that the kids are going through is actually real parts of their past life. For example, past life regression's fun. If you do, for example, in my prior life on this earth, the one I remember the most of all was being a rancher's wife in Montana. Unfortunately, it wasn't very pleasant because I was shot dead.
Is that the one you got shot and the little girl?
That was my daughter.
Yeah, is that what you? I read your story. Like, that's where I'm at right now with reading it.
They got our 11 unintentionally got mixed up with Lumi's story. My story wasn't that exciting. Oh, okay. My story was much more plain. My father and my mother came from Helsinki to Kampi, Finland in I was about 6 years old at the time, 1841, something like that. 1841, and my father wanted to start a dry goods store, and what happened was This guy was a greedy bastard. Was really not a nice guy at all. And just business, all business. And my brother, my younger brother, had got sick on the ship. Or had died. And he couldn't get the care he needed because they were sailing between Helsinki and Stockholm, Sweden. So it was going from Stockholm, Sweden to Helsinki. And my father, what he did was he threw my brother over the ship.
What?
So I was the only kid left. I was about 7 at the time. So I helped my father with his dry goods business for 9 years, and then when I was 18, he said, "Lorena, it's time for you to get married, and the butcher's son in the meat business next door wants to marry you because he thinks you'd be a good way for us to merge your businesses together." I told you I hated my dad with a passion because he was such a greedy little bastard. I told him I didn't like the butcher, so he was awful. I said, "No, I'm not marrying him." And he said, "Well, in that case, you're no help to me. Get out. Pack your bags. Get out of here. I don't want you." So basically, I left home at about 18 years old, and then I started working with same kind of jobs Michele did at the time, washing dishes in restaurants, and of course we had inns and hotels then. So I actually was washing dishes by hand. We didn't have automatic dishwashers, so in the kitchens in Helsinki, and then and that was a tough job. And of course, I had this clean hotel room or in rooms and things like that. And so, and then 30 years old, everybody had already had a love of the winter season and snow and ice and everything. So I became curious about being a snow queen, and just like Michele did, you know, I asked the Mother God, I said, "What am I supposed to do in my life? I love snow, I love ice, I love winter, but it doesn't seem like it makes any sense." And then she told me the same thing she told Michele. It's because you're meant to be working with the winter elements, the water element. And I really became curious because at the time of the Victorian era, it was not accepted. Everybody was with science and technology, even in Finland. And so I was like, well, you're going to really think I'm weird. So at 35 years old, I dedicated my life to winter and winter working. And I worked from 1870 to 1910. I was the European snow queen. And then from 1910, I died. I had no children. I had no family. And then I had a few lives in between, but they're not really quite as important.
So does it matter?
But the most important. Go ahead. What's that?
Does that make a difference?
Well, what does what make a difference?
Like where you were reincarnated through all your lives, does it matter like where you lived? Is that where you were Snow Queen, or how did it go from place to place? Like how did that work?
Well, you choose to go to different places, maybe because you want to learn some lessons. Like in my case, growing up at the time of the speakeasies was to learn about corruption and evil, and San Francisco was as good as any. And then, of course, Michele Marie, unfortunately, also came back in World War II and was raped by a soldier named Franz Mahler during the occupation of Paris. Yeah.
Ew.
I don't remember the exact reason I learned, but all my lives were short. Basically, I think I was trying to be like the butterfly. I was trying to just, didn't really have much thought about what I was doing. Remember I told you about some people that go to the frat house and just come back here just to fool around? I was one of them, I guess, at that time. And
so what do you think you're doing now? What do you think you're doing now, though?
What I'm doing now is I'm trying to share information and to teach. And using the different tools that are available at this time to do it, such as the internet and through communication channels. And that's what I do with the game. This game is fun for me. The game is fun, but I'm seeing so many parallels in the game versus real life that I'm actually I almost could do a whole dissertation of the World of Warcraft, the game, versus the real world. And we're seeing the equivalent of the real world of the game playing out there in the streets every day between Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and the governments of the world, and it's just weird because I'm seeing so much of the interplay.
Why is my screen still looking good?
So much of this, the fine nuances of what's going on, is associated with. I can pick up in the game too. Same thing. What's game just makes it more polarized and more noticeable, but in real life, people don't really see it because they usually are picking one side or the other. I mean, it's like some people are saying, well, I'm against this or I'm for this. Or that they don't realize in doing that is that they're playing a role in the game of what's going on with the world politics.
I need to go to the goddamn lake and get
So what do you do, Michele, about people like Suplex who's trying to take over your title and your territory? Well, what do you do with people like that? Like, who are they? What do they do? How does that work?
Well, let's see. Let's take a larger scale. What is going on here between Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the Democrats versus the Republicans?
Suplex is behind that.
You got the same basic thing. It's a power play.
No.
And just remember that what makes it gonna either go well or go badly is how you play your part in the game. So if you, in my case, I'm being honest with what I say, what I do, and those people know that. Those who believe you are going to be the ones that are going to be saying, "Hey, Michele's right. You know, Michele's a good person. Michele's done a lot of good for people." What is Suplex City? I don't know anything about Suplex, but Suplex, to my knowledge, hasn't really done much except basically that like a housefly buzzing around and annoying the hell out of you. So he's not really taking on the charitable aspect of what the Snow Queen does, because even though it doesn't mention it in the Hans Christian Andersen Snow Queen, the original Snow Queen in Nordic lore worked with the Frost Giants. Okay. And she was one of the major players for what was supposed to come up called Ragnarok. She was the one that was going to attack Odin and Freya and the people of Valhalla and the Seer to once the Frost Giants take total control. The game would be over. They would win. However, reality is that this Snow Queen isn't necessarily want to work with Frost Giants like that because I'm like. I like snow and winter and everything. It's my favorite season, but to actually imagine a life of pure austere starkness, coldness, no green at all, no beautiful scenery, and no, I like to find balance in my life. That's why I'm wondering the next time if I play World of Warcraft, I'm gonna create a new character. I might try playing a druid. I might play a druid next time. I love playing a Frost Mage, but I was thinking maybe I should try Druid. That'd be cool. A Druid. Yeah.
You still there? Did we lose you?
Yeah, we are gonna probably play some. Okay, let's see. Right now, this is amazing. We got 4 people on here today, and we use.
Georgia.
Because it's so fascinating. This is what you should talk about. I had to look it up to see what it was.
So first of all, Paul, where is Skynet right now?
I couldn't tell you.
Nobody can find him.
I'll message him in a little while or something.
All right. So, because he likes to play a lot of undead characters in the game,
What can I do?
and I wonder if there's something. Maybe he doesn't instinctually know it, but I wonder if there's something about the undead that he likes.
I like that graveyard area you guys were at. I like the graphics of it. I like the colors, like the night and the. I like that.
Georgia.
I like the storyline. I do like the storyline of the World of Warcraft. I think it's fun. But I mean, I didn't. If in Classic there was no Blood Elf in the game, and so there were night elves, which I guess you can call the Blood Elves the Sun Elves, because they like to worship the sun in the day, and the night elves worship the night and the moon. But the thing is, I don't want to have my hair green, and that's not me. And I don't want my skin to be purple, so. But it's only better than green.
I love green and purple personally, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, we realize it's a game, so don't take everything literally. I mean, sometimes I have to remind myself that it's just a game. Damn it! Don't take it all serious. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm the kind of person. I'm an intellectual. I'm an Aquarius airhead. You know, that's the way I am. My mind's way out there in space somewhere, and that's just the way I work. And you know, it's funny because I'm also. You look at my astrological natal chart, you'll see how much Virgo I got in me too. That was like funny. Like Virgo is like the thinkers for the planet of oh my god, what is it? Mercury? Yeah.
God damn it.
Mercury. And yet my main ruler is Saturn. That's not Uranus. Uranus wasn't discovered yet at the time when the astrological charts were created. But the thing is that everybody think my home planet is Uranus. No, it's not. Okay, it's Saturn. It's my old house ruler. So it's just really interesting. How are you doing out on the wire? And let's see. Well, let me just click up some pictures here from the World of Warcraft to make a multimedia show. A multimedia show, you say? Mm-hmm. Let's click on something. Let's just do something with the game. After all, this is called playing World of Warcraft, right? Yeah. So let's take a look at different parts of the game. And...
Are you going through the characters or the storylines?
I go through... I'm going to show the different characters. The storylines would take too long to do right now. So, I'm going to do is I want to show you what the different characters look like and give you my personal observation of them. And, so obviously you got me. This is my main character. What I'm going to do is for this test is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new character just to show you what they look like. Alright, so right now we got male and female characters. I'm going to pick the female ones because, well, that's what I am. So let's take a look at the ones we know. On the Alliance side, human, dwarf, and yes, you can be Afro-American in this game. Okay? That's kind of cute. Who
is this one?
That's actually a really cute little dwarf. It is. Night elf.
And
it
is?
You can change the hair colors and things in the game too. I'll just go through this real quick here. Gnome.
Does that get confusing when you change them up?
That's what I'm reading with the errors as I go. Draenei. Draenei is goat people. Well, kind of. Okay. And let's go to Worgen. Worgen are just... Oh my god, that's a huge sword. Yeah, these are just sort of races. I mean, I didn't pull up the different classic orc. Okay. This is undead. Yeah. Okay. Undead. They're still like zombies. Tauren. Tauren are kill people. Keep it simple. Trolls. Think of the Ferengi. Ferengi. Acquisition rule number 1. Blood Elf. Well, we know that's me. That's my character, Blood Elf, right there. Why not? Be featured, right? Goblin. Ew. You didn't like that one. No. Okay. Well, let's say I want to stick with the Blood Elf for now. Just for the sake of it. Now, you have different classes. You have Warrior. You have Paladin. Hunter. It's like when you have access to gun. Rogues. Priest, we already know me. You play Priest. Mage. Warlock. Monk. And Death Knight. I don't like Death Knight. Sorry, I don't like Death Knight. Alright, so of humans, which has the most number of races. Somebody asked me why I never played a dark-skinned person. Well, it could. You could. You can have warrior again. You can have paladin, hunter, rogue, priest, mage, warlock, monk, but no druid. No druid? But that's for druid, you gotta go to the, you can go with Night Elves. Yeah, Night Elves have druids. But why can't you play druid, though? That's weird.
A lot of characters.
You have a lot of combinations. Druid characters are like really close to nature. They're the tree huggers, if you will, of World of Warcraft. They're really just kind of they love nature and they're really cool for that reason. They were the ones who would be supporting PETA and all that if they existed in the time of World of Warcraft. But the sad truth is there druids on the Horde side? I think there is. I think Tauren can be druid. Yeah, there's a Tauren druid. That's a Tauren druid. What about Troll? Heaven forbid. But there's no Blood Elf druid. Why? I don't know. You don't think... Okay, by the way, goblins? No, definitely not. Orcs can't be druids. Okay, they're going to be shaman now. And then, for those of you who want to be really weird, you can become Pandaren, which can be either good or bad. If you're into this, this is added in the game when they wanted to try to export the game to China, so they had created the Pandaren character. So the Pandaren is kind of a hybrid. It can be a monk, it can be a mage, a shaman, a priest, a rogue, a hunter, and a warrior. But pandas are kind of fun because they're human weird. They're weird. Just accept that. They're weird. Yeah, they're weird. Now my mages. I want to talk about my mages. My mage here is an orc mage. Now she's a frost mage.
I'll just look at my song.
And she's really fun to play. I like so many players are fun. My priests. This is a shadow priest right now. I'm really seriously thinking I might want to change her back to a discipline priest. Because Bashira is a discipline priest. What that means is she uses both good and light and dark magic. She's kind of a Jacqueline of all trades. So that's what she likes to do. And in the game. So, just something I like to do in the game. And I enjoy, like I said, playing...
The song?
What's that?
Hold on, Michele. The song is by 009 Sounds. Hold on. 009 Sound System, and the song is called Dreamscape.
Dreamscape?
Oh, there she is. No.
Okay. RuneScape. Okay. That's good. Of course, Sadie Shaker says, ha 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 ha. Just
009. Here, fuck it. Let me type it in the chat for him.
What's that?
Nothing, Michele.
Okay. So anyway,
Michele, where's Skynet?
That's what we do. And that's in retail WoW. Classic WoW is a lot simpler. It's not as many races, but it's harder to play Classic WoW than it is to play retail.
The white boy.
I wanted to try EverQuest. EverQuest I hear is really complicated.
Yeah, don't mind me, Miss Jamie. I got fucking spirits in my head like Michele, so if you hear me talking to some random people, don't mind it.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
I've come out of my cocoon as a centipede.
Well, since Jamie's kind of new to this, let me ask Jamie what she thinks about what we're talking about.
Right. Grill her, Michele, like a fucking hot dog. Grill her.
So, Jamie, what do you think about what we're talking about?
About which aspect of it?
All of it.
The game?
Fiber Square.
What do you like? What do you hate?
The game?
Make it easy.
I have, George. I did that recently, a couple months back, buddy.
You've got so many characters that it's kind of hard for me, for somebody that don't play video games and don't know anything about it, to kind of keep up with every little thing about it. Like, I enjoy watching it, I think, more than I would playing.
Yeah.
It gets kind of confusing going from one thing to another.
Oh, I cleaned it out myself.
And so I'm still
I did it
trying to
recently
watch
too,
and
those
figure
days
it
now.
out. So it's a lot going on for somebody that don't play video games to watch and try to learn and figure out. But it's interesting so far. And I enjoy you and Schmeckle and Skynet, like the commentary and like you got whatever you guys do. It's amusing.
What do you think about all the shows in general that we've done on this other channel as well? We might as well bring the other channel into this discussion, because for those of you who don't know, we do have another channel. Most of you are from the other channel, so you already know that. So those you new ones, maybe we could talk a little bit about the other channel. What do you think about the other channel we do with Everyday Life live stream? What do you think about that show?
I enjoy it. I like the vibe you guys created there and the chat. And I know you get frustrated sometimes with some of the people and the situations or whatever, and you feel like there's no topics or like you run out of ideas or whatever. But I think
it's hard for me to watch videos right now, bro.
I think some of it is that some of the stuff keeps coming up over and over again. But I think also too is the fact is that I'm afraid, and sometimes if I say something, that it's going to all of a sudden result in a big giant controversy, and then find my channel basically being a giant greasy spot on the YouTube sidewalk somewhere. You know, YouTube isn't playing fair.
You can't control it. You can't control other people. You just kind of got to roll with it. Like, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, since I don't do YouTube and I don't do any of this ever. And so, like, you just kind of roll with it and like laugh it off and just have fun with it. Don't let people get to you, and don't worry about what other people think of you or whatever. As long as you're having fun and you do it, don't let them get you down. Just have fun with it and like hang up on the people you want to, bring up the topic, just whatever. Like just it's I know.
But I think what really some of the people do, I don't think they realize it does really have an impact on your spirit, and you do feel it. You know, you really. I'm being sincere with who I am, and I know it's incredible and unusual for so many people in this day and age, in the age of no magic, as I call it right now on Earth. It's the age of no magic. There's no magic on Earth. It seems that magic is turned into just stage magic. And there really is sorcery, and it was practiced many centuries ago. And yet today, ever since the burning times, it's like nobody talks about it in the real world, what sorcery really is, for example. Here's the reality. Sorcery is not something that I call... It is sort of like what you hear in Harry Potter in the real world, sorcery. But it's not...
But it also has a spirit aspect too, and some people, like, everybody's different in their beliefs and their experiences, and their, like you were explaining, like they're at different stages in their life and their like reincarnations or whatever. So not everybody's going to be on that same path or the same level with it. So you can't expect them to be where you're at or think like you, act like you, or control that. Like, that's why.
But I think one of the things that makes it kind of sad for those of us who are a little more understanding about what it is that we're feeling like, we feel like we're isolated. We kind of feel like the Maytag repairman, so to speak, or more like the lady housekeeper went to go see to fix his dishwasher, remember? Just a broken plug. Yep, I could have fixed it myself.
Well,
why'd you call me? It's kind of lonely out here.
You're a teacher. You're here to teach. You and Lumi are here to teach people, so that's what you're doing. Like, you can't let them or it get you down, and you never know. They might teach you something along the way that you might need to know.
Oh yeah,
so
it's a two-way street.
It goes both ways.
You know, it's not like you know, you go to university and all of a sudden the teacher says, "Here's my textbook. I wrote it. Wham! It's the law. You're gonna do what I tell you, maggot. You're gonna learn my textbook backwards, forwards, inside out, upside down. Your idea don't matter." That's not the way it works in the real world. First of all, everybody has something to contribute to the discussion. Everybody does. And even this cat does.
You need to remember too. Right.
Yeah. And this cat is, you know, special. All right, I told you what one of my totem animals is.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, every time I get into spiritual stuff, he's always sticking his nose in it. So
maybe he feels the change in energy.
Yeah, he's attracted to my spiritual energy. And so is Fame before him. And when Fame disappeared or passed away, whatever, he took over and filled in the void where Fame was doing this snuggly stuff, and now Rusty's doing it because it's like Rusty knows that I need him in my life right now to avoid feeling lonely and isolated, especially with the COVID-19 shit. You know, it's like, oh. People don't really think about that. You know, they're saying, oh, Michele's cold, Michele's brutal, Michele's distant. No, they don't realize that there's a reason why I am like that, which is this. I have been hurt so many times in the past in my life that I actually had withdrawn from almost everybody and everything because of the harm that's happened in my life. Which is another interesting thing that goes in with the Blood Elves, because they did the same thing. Okay? Their world is mainly a silver moon. That's it. And very rarely do Blood Elves really partake of the outside world. They just stay usually home. I'm kind of the same way. I don't really go out much because, besides the fact that I don't have transportation. Oh, there's my cat moving my microphone around. Damn it. There we go. So anyway, the thing is that's
change. Like if you drive anywhere, do whatever you wanted to do, what would change for you? Do you think?
What change?
Like if you had a vehicle or you had a way to get around, what would change? Like how would your life change? Like would you?
After the injury,
you still sitting at home for the
well, it didn't change. It didn't change a lot because that same knee had arthritis beforehand.
No.
So I already was kind of slowed down because of my arthritis.
Michele, what Jamie's asking is what would be different if you would be able to drive?
If I was able to drive.
Yeah, well, how would things be different for you?
Well, I'd be doing a lot more introspection, a lot of personal research, and traveling places.
Just go whenever you want to.
So, but really, honestly, I don't really like. I really want. Come on, Rusty, stop making my microphone move around. Is I actually enjoy like the idea of driving, but here's the thing: I want my steering wheel on the right side. Now,
so you need to move to England.
England or Japan too. I actually do want to go to England. That's what I actually had planned to originally immigrate to the UK. So
really,
yeah, I wanted to immigrate, but I couldn't afford the cost to get to the UK. It's expensive.
Yeah, she was talking about moving to the UK for a while.
Maybe once now that they're working on the Brexit, now they got the Brexit done. Maybe now once things have stabilized in the British economy, maybe in a couple of years it might be possible to go to the UK. But I don't think
Michele, there are cars in America that have the steering wheel on the right side too.
What's that?
There's cars in America that have the steering wheel on the right side as well.
Yeah, I know. You can order them.
So fuck the UK. Stay in America, even though it's a shithole. It's still, better.
Well, I can't drive a car anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? No.
You got weird plugs over there, bad dental teeth,
Well, maybe in the next life I could. So, in the next life, we're going back to
the side is the right side, exactly.
Well, it doesn't mean that there may not be motor cars. No, there might be.
Fuck up in my fishing.
Very old motor cars, probably. Very expensive motor cars. Something like,
we gotta get our
my God, like how much?
So we're gonna be doing this for a while, Georgia.
Like 7,000-8,000 pounds. Yeah. But that's something for the future. Also, I'm really into gas lighting too. I mean, the fixtures that burn gas, not the psychological technique.
Electronic stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that, like in the Snow Queen documentary, and like that, like the phone connection with the box and everything, and how she put like old cameras together or something.
Yep, I still have the camera. And it's mounted on the wall right now.
Evil genius.
That's the other camera.
So do you find pieces of that and like you sit there and like put it together and like tinker with it and then turn it into something else?
Yep, exactly.
Huh. Do you like build computers and stuff? Have you tried to do any of that?
Yep. That's how I started. That's how I got started. Working on old computers and stuff, and then
65.
Worked all the way back to computers, back to CPM, to MS-DOS, to Windows 10, Windows XP, Windows ME. I prefer working with MS-DOS most of the time, in Linux, but, nowadays I work with a Mac, so I work with two Macs, but, yeah.
So are you good with the programming side of it too, or just like the building, or all of it?
I do it all, from implementation, design, to building it, to debugging it, whatever it needs to do. When I used to have more money available, I used to spend more money doing that. I haven't had much money. That's one reason I went for the stimulus check. That's one of the reasons I've been so gung-ho about that check. Because
so where would you find like that? Like go to Goodwill or something, or like thrift stores?
Goodwill, thrift stores, like eBay is another good place. A lot of people get the stuff from eBay. You'd be surprised how many people actually sell their older computers on eBay, knowing that some collector will buy one. So, unfortunately, before eBay, a lot of computers ended up in the skip. A lot of them did. And so people didn't really think of collecting them and preserving their heritage or legacy of what their computer history of that they were.
Whoa. So that's what you want to do, preserve it and like...
I don't just want to turn it into a static display. I want to use it. So this here is a 2009 Mac Pro. This is, it's not just a static display of what a Mac Pro is. This is a completely working workstation, video workstation. My studio is completely analog.
I gotta go take care of the cat and refill my coffee. I'll be right back, guys.
My studio is completely analog. There's very little digital in my studio. So everything here is analog. From the cameras to the microphones to the mixer board, everything is analog.
Wow. Why did you go that route instead of digital?
Well, this mixer is kind of hybrid. It's got a digital output too, but I don't use it because it's not really my thing. Because I like the analog because I can mix it better. It's easier to mix analog with analog, with passive components. Digital gets complicated because you have to worry about things like codecs and everything else. And I just wanted to just get data from one end to the other. And analog is simple. It's just a waveform. The camera right now you're seeing me on, this is a little mini webcam connection by USB. So this one here is pretty much digital from the sensor all the way back to the codec. The other camera, which I'll show you right now, that's mounted on the wall, is analog. It starts out as analog, and then it works its way back to the... Unfortunately, it's an older camera from the 1990s, and so the camera itself is completely analog from the camera sensor all the way down to the composite video, which then goes into an analog to digital converter. It converts into USB. So this one here is... So this is all analog up until the final step. So, yeah. And then we have the same thing with the other camera in the other studio, which is analog also, but it uses PAL, which is a British television standard. And that one is my main camera. I haven't used that one in a while, but I still got it. It's just not turned on right now. So that's pretty much how we do things around here.
So how did you figure it all out? Did you just start messing around with it and seeing what worked and what didn't? What you liked, what you didn't like?
I've been tinkering with electronics since I was 5. I got electrocuted a few times too. Yes, I got jolted by quite a few 1,000 volts a few times working with picture tubes. Yeah.
Did you have like those old brother word processor things, like those big dinosaur things too, back in the day, with the discs?
You mean the 8-inch floppy disks?
Yeah.
I had a computer. They had them. They're the big 8-inch floppy disks.
I still have some of those. Yeah, I got the 3.5-inch floppy.
I have 3.5-inch. I have 5.25-inch discs there. Yeah.
I'm gonna send mine to you, Michele. I don't have no use for them.
I got CDs. I got DVDs. I got LPs. I got tons and tons and tons of records. Let me see if we can show you that.
8-track?
That's over there. That's my record collection. You can't really see it too well, but that's all my records. That's all my 400 to 500 vinyls in my collection.
God damn. You got 8-track? 8-track machine?
I don't even have CDs anymore for music. Everything's on vinyl or MP3s now. So.
Like, do you listen to 8-tracks?
I do have some 8-tracks, and I do have an 8-track player, yeah. But I don't have a cassette player, though. That's just great. I haven't got my 8-track hooked up right now, but 8-track hooked up right now, but I do have some. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot of weird shit here. Michelle's
wow. So what music do you listen to? Like, what's some of your favorite go-to
media? Vinyl. Or LPs.
Like music.
You like country music, Michele? You like rap? You like death metal?
Oh, music in general, I listen to a lot of the oldies from the 1930s up into the 1990s.
Huh.
All kinds of genres. I don't have any particular one flavor, but rap and hip-hop is not on it.
What's your favorite Snoop Dogg song, Michele?
My favorite song of all time?
Gin and Juice.
I would say my favorite song of all time is "When Will I Be Loved" by Linda Ronstadt.
And they're like, "Where'd this guy come from?"
You really like Linda Ronstadt, I think.
Yeah, I grew up listening to her when I was in high school or in elementary school, in 3rd grade. Song, Michele? I remember in 3rd grade, I wrote her. I wrote her record company a letter in 3rd grade. I never got a response back.
Did you say you like Gin and Juice, Michele, by Snoop Dogg? Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice.
No, I don't think so. But
back with my mind on my Lumi, and my Lumi on my mind.
I listen to a lot of music.
Like, I don't think I heard that one.
I listen to a lot of different music. I tend to like a lot of ballads and love music, especially. I'm really into that. You know. I love songs.
Do you like Phil Collins and Journey and stuff like that?
Yeah, Air Supply, B.J. Thomas, ABBA.
Huh, that's interesting.
A little bit of everything. Which I think is a little bit different because everybody thinks that MicheleMarieDalene is just this old laid-back person, doesn't really like to have fun. That's bullshit, because I do, but the thing is, sometimes it's hard to have fun when you're basically thinking about other things in life. Like right now, like I said, I'm so focused on the stimulus check. Because everybody rightfully wants to know when they're going to get it. And for the most part, I think, just to wrap it up, I think we will get a stimulus check, but I don't know exactly when. And I do know we're going to have good snow this year, and Simplex is going to be eating snowflakes.
What about Suplex? This is what I want to dive into, Suplex. I don't like what he's trying to do to you. I don't like the things that he's saying. I don't like that he's trying to take over your position and your boundaries, but yet he will not
Well, first of all, I was never fired from the position. Okay.
No, he's trying to take it over. Like, he's not. He's trying to do a straight takeover.
Right. Because he knows that, in essence, that I've actually got a lot of supporters. After all, I have a whole documentary that was written about me.
Right.
And I think he doesn't like that, because he doesn't have anything like that in his life.
He's got wrestling belts.
What's that?
He thinks the wrestling... He's got wrestling belts on his wall, and he thinks those are going to help him this winter, like, bringing the snow and ice.
No, they won't. Because he's not part of the North American Snow Queen paradigm. They're not.
That's what I think.
That's nothing to do with. I mean, if they would help him to win a championship or WWE, maybe, but not. No, definitely not for this.
You think he's getting the wrestling characters mixed up with the Snow Queen, and he don't realize what is going on?
Here's the thing that he needs. Everybody who works in Magic is going to tell you this. This is from another TV show I watched, which is based in fact. You ever watch Once Upon a Time, the TV show?
No.
Oh, well, okay, I guess I'm going to have to give you a quick recap. Basically, it's a show of magic and fantasy, and also something I follow very well when it was on the air. The whole idea of Once Upon a Time is, the story is all these fairy tale characters ended up being thrown into the 20th century in Maine, because originally Regina, the evil Queen Regina, wanted to curse everybody. Well, guess what happened? She actually, of course, went with them to the cursed land in Maine. And, of course, the story goes that they're always running into trials. But one of the main characters is actually evil as Rumpelstiltskin. He's known as Mr. Gold in the modern world. And he always reminds everybody, magic has a price. Magic has a price, because anytime you do magic, somebody's going to get hurt, okay, if you're not careful. Karma. See, Suplex City doesn't realize this. When you're doing magic, any kind of mage work, well, we'll call it what it is, mage work. I'm actually, in real life, I would be considered an ice mage, okay? Using World of Warcraft peril lens, okay? Just because you're a white ice mage doesn't mean that you're going to go out there and you can freeze everybody else's ass off and not expect that somebody's going to one day want to freeze your ass off. In order to do that, you have to make decisions of what you're going to do. Is it for good for all or good for one?
They're not really taking into effect, Georgia, if anything.
So you always have this morality play. You have to go through in your head. Okay, like, if I do this, is it going to be beneficial for everybody, or is it just beneficial for a few people?
Well, he just broke his arm or his wrist or fingers or something and has his arm in a cast.
Right.
So maybe it's starting to backfire on him.
Well, I broke my kneecap, so it's still broken in half.
But that was from the black ice from Peter, whatever.
Yep,
Pete.
Yep. Pete from the
okay.
That's why I was on the injured list for a year. This year will be my first year I've gone back to work, and that's a really important thing for me. Is I'm going back to work as a North American Snow Queen in December 21st. I took a whole year off because of injury.
Extra special.
I mean, the only thing I did in 2019 was I did a quick convocation, but I explained that because I'm injured, that I'm not going to be able to do much this year. And I bet
that's why he couldn't take it over, because you were injured, and he thought maybe the spot was open, so he could just sneak in there and
waltz right in there. Yeah.
Would you
I think you could take him.
Would you like to play that, Michele, so people can see that if they never saw this before on the other channel? It's your own video, so you can't get a copyright strike for it. Yeah, why don't I do that? Let me go pull that video up just so you can see This was recorded on December 1st, 2019. So let me see if I can pull this video up for you. And I'll just share it with you guys. It's nothing secret. Let's see. I'm going to find that in the playlist. I got to go to the right playlist here. Bookmarks. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Just give me a second here. I got to find this. There we go. Alright, so now I found that. Now I gotta go on my other channel here. So let's go over there.
You know what? Good job.
To North American Snow Queen channel.
Closer to Yule, will you like show your some of the things you do, like the candle work and whatever, like some of the not so secretive stuff?
Some of the stuff I do is kind of hard to explain. It's just things I instinctually know how to do, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to...
Well, I seen you on the Snow Queen documentary, like you were doing something with the candles. And
yeah,
like
that's some of the ritual I do. That's some of the steps I do.
Altar or whatever.
But once you get good at it, now you don't even need to use candles anymore. So let's see here.
She does some of her rituals in the nude as well.
I'm trying to find the video here. Where is the Snow Queen? Alright, I found it. Alright, so this...
Show some of it. Is because...
Alright, so this is my channel on my North American Snow Queen channel that we created. This is the North American Snow Queen channel we created later on to split things up because everything used to be together in one place. And so let's go back to let's go to my playlist. So let's go to my channel. Okay. So this is the Happy Yule 2019, everyone. It's only 4 minutes 43 seconds.
That one. That was a good one.
This is when I recorded from Patty's house. American Snow Queen, and today we're going to do a very quick Yule greeting for December 20th. I'm thinking a little early, only because, well, everything's kind of messy. I didn't get a chance to get my regalia. I don't have my dress. I don't have my circlet. And so we're just going to have to make this simple.
Damn,
but I will tell you this, 2020 is coming. And there's going to be a lot of changes in my personal life and in the world around us. No shit. Ain't that true? I wanted to explain to all of you how important it is to acknowledge the beautiful gifts of Mother Nature. Now, during Yule, we celebrate the expectation of spring. And so spring, of course, is a big deal. That is...
I can't wait for the Yule this year, Michelle. I'm going to get
Astara, of course, is when all the
get like a gallon of Jack Daniels
and stuff come out of are born, and the flowers grow, and the animals and birds are out and everything.
Up for the Yule.
And ironically, right now, in the Southern Hemisphere, it is Litha. It is Litha for them. They are actually celebrating the... Let me turn the captions on for those of you who... in the Southern Hemisphere. You need to see them. So, I just wanted to explain
to get Michelle to get like a bottle of
just wait a minute, Just wait a minute,
the
time when we were expecting of the great rebirth of the Earth.
It's...
because I was in such a rush to get this done. You gotta watch a really quick version and get lost. I damaged, I ruptured a tendon in my patella, or that's the knee on the left knee. I've been having problems with this knee for some time.
Something
its swelling's gone down. It's still here. That's how much my knee was damaged. Look at that. But it's healing and it's getting better. But the most important thing I'm trying to point out is the North American Snow Queen. One of the things that makes the season so beautiful is the fact of the expectation of what's coming up with the snow and stuff. Is just kind of like a frosting, like a wrapping on a Christmas present. This is the time when we have great expectations for the future, and you're not the only one asking the same questions. What does this mean for you? Well, what it means for me is I'm going to be getting a new apartment. I'm going to be getting a new start in a new home. Pause there for a second. Get a new apartment? That was what we thought was going to happen, but it didn't. We ended up coming back here. Yep. But it was right about the changes 2020 and how 2020 was going to be a year of a lot of changes for a lot of people. Yeah. And
that's definitely
that's
true.
gonna be good. I need to start. I'm gonna be 52 in February. I need to start. 53. I need a new start. So now it's 52. But so yeah. You know, it's been a challenge for me in the last few weeks, but I'm really looking forward to this new restart, the new rebirth of the Mother Earth and all the cycle of nature. This is something I'm looking forward to. So everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking with me throughout the years. We have a lot coming on. We have a lot to see. We have a lot of future and a lot of happiness. I hope you will have a happy and safe Christmas and the New Year's, and we will talk soon. Hopefully next year, 2020, we'll have a more normal convocation. Right now, I'm just making do with what I can do, because right now all I have is my phone. I don't even have a computer here. That's going to be moved in here soon, but that's going to probably won't be actually ready and working for a few weeks to a month or two. So maybe two, so it's going to take some time. Actually, right there, the point is that the computer never got set up in there. They were there, but they were never set up because she didn't want to invest money on the phone line and the stuff. But the thing is that is what was the main yield convocation of 2019. So this year, we're going to be going back to a main convocation that Suplex just can't do. I mean, there's no way he can even do half the shit that I do. And then I don't think he has the support that I have. He lacks the support. Yeah, he doesn't have the support.
I believe that.
So, I mean...
Oh my god.
You can hear the video is being rushed. I admit. There was a lot of reasons why. I will just say one of the reasons was my battery pack in that phone was dying out bad, and I had to swap a new battery, and I didn't have access to the new batteries because they were still stuck in my old apartment, which I'm at now. I couldn't. Patty was basically, was constantly getting mad when I was doing videos, even like that video. I wanted to do something positive. I wanted to talk about things, and
has she tried to get a hold of you after the bank thing?
This is no. She's. I'm not talking. I'm not talking. I'm not talking to her about that bank. I'm not talking to her at all. I will not talk to her.
I know, but has she tried to?
No, she tried to reach out to me again, but I basically told her. Oh, and I just totally ignored her because I blocked her, and my friend told me that she was basically going apeshit. And I'm like, well, she broke the law. She's the one who did the wrong, not me. I didn't do anything wrong. Right. So, as far as I'm concerned, she's dead to me. I'm not going to talk to somebody who's going to do that to me. That was just so mean-spirited that she did that to me. But here's the thing that's important that I'm trying to point out in this video. Number one, you can see, even in adversity, I was still willing to try to continue to go on and do my job. A mother guy said, just give me a convocation for the year, but don't worry about actually doing anything for now, for the year, until you're healed up and you're back on your feet again. Take the year off, and then you'll 2020, then come back in and do your job. But what I've also said was very poignant when I talked about how 2020 was going to be very big changes. This year has been a total difference from what we normally experience in the last few years on Earth for a lot of people. So I think that was almost like foreboding. Because I picked up on this. I picked it up on the energies that 2020 was going to be completely different than what we were expecting. And yeah, people asked me one time if you're ever going to go back to having blonde hair. I do want to do that. But I probably will be doing it. If I do it, it'll probably be at a later on time period.
Why don't you just look at
how's PPG doing, Georgia? How's the old fan doing?
What's that?
Go ahead, Schmeckle.
Oh, I was talking to someone else. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to talk over you, Jamie. I was talking to somebody else.
Oh, you're fine. Well, Michele, why don't you just go and get like a box of hair dye and like do your hair at home and do it blonde?
Yeah, but the only thing is that now the hair is re-dyed brown, so she has to get hair oops. And then her friend Patty did her hair and she fucked it up and broke so much of her hair because she overdid it. It's critical to do it just right.
You don't use bleach.
It's just hair bleach. Yeah, it's hair bleach. It's not like
just go get a blonde hair color to lighten it, not a bleach. Not a bleach at all. Get a lightener. Like, don't use your hair's not dark enough to where you would need a bleach. You could just go buy a box dye and use the developer.
What do you think the hydrogen peroxide is? It's a bleach. The hydrogen peroxide ammonia is a bleach. That's what it is.
Do they have a cream?
In order to lighten, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to use a bleach. That's what the hydrogen peroxide ammonia is. It's a bleach.
Really glad to hear he's feeling better.
You can get some Orplex. I mean, you could do it at home. Like, it's not Orplex and get some good conditioner. Like, condition it a few times. I mean, you'd be fine to do that. Just keep up with it.
Well, like Michele will tell you right now, is her hair is growing back in because originally she had lost so much hair from when Patty did it. She basically broke so much of Michelle's hair. It took a long time to grow it all back in. Yeah.
Oh, what does Michele condition? Like, do you condition it, let it set on for 5 minutes or so, and then rinse it off like a deep conditioner once a week?
Yeah, I do that. I just use a regular conditioner, but leave it in for about 5-10 minutes. And I don't totally rinse it out. I just leave it just enough in there just to give it a slick feel, but that's it. So that's what I've been doing. And you can see, let me put my headphones up so I won't be like, you can see.
I use more on my beard
camera.
Than I use on my fucking head.
You can see the hair has grown back in quite a bit. You guys still got a little bit of a crown up here. But that's nothing compared to what was there before. Before, the whole front of the head had broke, all the hairs had broken off. And now with the use of minoxidil, the biotin vitamins, and other things, I got all my hair back. So it's
I would just leave it brown then and condition it real well. Just keep doing what you're doing and put conditioner on it a couple times a week, especially the end. Don't blow dry it. Just
I don't have it. I do have a blow dryer, but I don't use it anyway because the electrics in my apartment isn't good enough to run the hair dryer.
Have you tried hot oil treatments instead of a conditioner? Sometimes oil works better.
Olive oil works okay. I haven't done any olive oil right now. I gotta get some extra virgin olive oil. You don't need to
this is like a VO5, like a tube. You put it in hot water and then you run it through your hair.
Yeah.
Let it set.
But the difference is olive oil you can get on food stamps. And I can use it for cooking too. So I use a lot of the same stuff that I would use for cooking. I have to take care of my hair and stuff.
Okay. Well, coconut oil, the unprocessed, unrefined, would be good too.
Yeah.
And it's only like a couple $1 to get a big jar of it that would last a while.
Well, I got for moisturizer for my skin. I got some St. Ives, which I used today. And I've done a few things to make my skin look better because I got rosacea, so I get like these red patches in my skin. So yeah. Anyway, the point is that you can see that my health is getting okay. I'm holding my own. You can see. I don't know if you realize the cancer eye drops do work because my eyes are not as squinty anymore. If you look at the early videos of me, then my eyes always kind of squinty because my cataract's still there, but the cancer eye drops have helped to restore a lot of my vision. So that was
Do you wear glasses at all?
I do. I have glasses too, but I don't wear them on camera because I used to be teased as a kid wearing glasses. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to start wrapping this up, guys. But I'm willing to ask anybody any questions. Okay, here's one. What are you gonna play World of Warcraft tomorrow? Yes. Except Skynet didn't come up tonight. I don't know why, but maybe he had to go work late or something.
I'm sorry I kept you and Mr. Schmeckle from your game. Like, I know
no, you definitely have not. I've been playing this whole
You could
time.
say that the Skynet is kind of the kind of the leader of the group. He's the one who kind of helps us because he's the most experienced.
Yeah, it's always good to have conversation going.
And
Definitely
so,
it was very interesting tonight. Like, I mean, it was very enlightening. Like, I really enjoyed this. Like,
I didn't know squirrels were allergic to cat saliva. You learn something new every day.
And I think that this is interesting because I don't think anyone ever realized that there's so much of what I've learned in real life applies to World of Warcraft. And when I learned the World of Warcraft really applies to the real world around us. It's actually kind of funny because it's like so many people have that kind of like, gee, I never thought of that moment, But it's true. We learn, things in the game that we can actually apply to the real world. One of the things is that the game has been doing is teaching me or reteaching me patience. Patience is you have to work hard to achieve.
I can't even imagine his patience level. Like, it's impressive.
Whose patience level?
Yeah, when I have my good days, for sure. I'm a long fuse, but I'm attached to some dynamite, so.
Yeah, like, patience is always a good virtue to have.
Yeah.
And I think also, like I said, there were things in the game that kind of reminded me of spiritual teachings I used to do on the other side when I talk about the light forces, the dark forces, and then how it kind of mirrors what's going on right now in the real world right now with the Antifa and BLM and all that. And it's like, so would you say Antifa, BLM are part of the Horde and the United States government is the Alliance? I mean, it kind of sounds like if you think about it, except the Horde are more organized, but yeah, it seems like that, right? BLM and Antifa are trying to destroy the Alliance, which is in this case is the United States government and the United States way of life. And just like, the Horde is trying to basically try to seize control of the Alliance from the Alliance.
The button's too quick.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, guys, for those of you who are into the gameplay, I'm sorry tonight's game was a wash. But if you were into this kind of discussion that we talked about, this was, for you, a boom. If you want to be part of the next live stream where we do cover this normally Monday through Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on my other channel on YouTube, you certainly are welcome to come. It's easy to find. Just search for MicheleMarieDalene, MiChele space MARIE space DALENE on YouTube. Or you can go to http://www.youtube.com/USCR/BICHELA4. I will type it in here in the chat so those of you who kind of get confused by all that typing. So let me just type it in here so you can find it here. My main
Michele,
channel
isn't there usually two L's in
is http www.
I don't know. I thought there was
usually there is, but people spell it different.
Is that a Michele?
All right.
I don't know.
The reason I typed that in is this is going out on Twitch as well. So this stream is not just going to YouTube. This is going to Twitch. This is going to Facebook, and this goes to Discord.
When you're making your Chatterbait account, Michele?
Huh?
When you're gonna make your Chatterbait account and just go on there and sit and play World of Warcraft and talk to people, you would make a killing.
OnlyFans.
No, fuck that Chatterbait.
I'm not really into Chatterbait, but
OnlyFans, but like she could go on Chatterbait and just do what she's doing right now, and people would love it.
I don't think Chatterbait is going to really do as well as YouTube for this. I know that Twitch is most popular for the game players.
Do you better to make money.
Fine, couldn't you stream platforms?
Money.
So just make sure you type that right. You did. Okay. So the point is that I hope that everybody will come on the game, watch the game, come join our show Monday through Saturday on the other channel. I just typed the link to it, and you can check it out and talk to us. We have phone calls. We have a lot of everything going on. And right now, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up, guys. But I want to thank all of you for coming, especially all the people in the conference. So, do you want to say anything before we go, guys?
Nope.
I hope everybody has a good night. And tell Mrs. Schmeckel I said it was nice chatting with her.
For sure. Yeah, so everyone have a good night.
What about you, Paul? You want to say anything before we go?
Yep. I hope everyone as well has a good night. And I definitely will relay the message.
All right, so tomorrow night at 7 o'clock will be the normal show. And then hopefully tomorrow night we'll play some World of Warcraft on this channel. So